Hi folks, and welcome to another low tier ace tanker as I go back and rebuy tanks I didn't get ace tankers in previously. And we've moved from tier 1 in the T1 Cunningham up to the tier 2, the M2 Light. Never got an ace tanker in this tank first time around, so I rebought it. And surprisingly, this tank was quite hard to get an ace tanker in. Usually I would expect to get an ace tanker in a low tier game in probably single digit games, but this took me probably more games than I'd like to admit, probably closer to about 20 games to get an ace tanker in, mainly down to a combination of things, really poor teams that collapsed before I could do anything, or just me playing the tank really badly, either playing it too aggressively or too passively. So the ace tanker was actually quite elusive in the M2 Lite. I found it quite difficult to get, but we finally got it. We finally got it by ending up here on Provence. And a lot of the games I was playing in the M2 Lite to try and get the ace tanker were tier 3 games, and I kept on getting onto other maps. So this is one of the first tier 2 games I managed to get the tank into. It's also one of the first games I managed to play on Provence. And when I'm playing low tiers and I'm on Provence and I spawn on this side of the map, you pretty much know what I'm going to be doing if you've watched previous videos. So I'm going to be going to my ace tanker rock. So this is a very typical low tier ace tanker game for me. I pretty much do exactly what I've done in almost every other low tier ace tanker on Provence from this side of the map. My ace tanker rock. Yes, nothing new. If you're a regular to the channel, you'll see absolutely nothing new here. But the M2 Lite, as I say, I've found it quite tricky to play. It's got some strengths. I mean, it's got decent view range, especially when you're using binocs like I am. Now, I've decided to go for shots. As per usual, I'm using a 75% cruise, so don't have 6th sense. But I'm lighting up a lot of the enemy team. But yeah, M2 Lite, quite tricky tank to play. It's got good view range. It's very fast, but only in a straight line. The maneuverability on this tank absolutely sucks. The gun depression is really bad. As you can see, I can't get my gun down on these tanks below me. So, it's a very tall tank. It's very hard to go hold down in this tank. So, the tank does have quite a few issues. Now, again, I saw that H-35 moving up. I'm probably just spotted. So I'm just popping out, letting binocs kick in, trying to get spots, doing damage where I can. And I take a lot of blind shots. Look at that. So I tracked the PZ2 just from a blind shot. Just had a feeling there was going to be a tank there. But enemy team are being really aggressive. I mean, look at all the tanks that are below us. But this is another reason I love this rock, is because enemy tanks try to come up here and flank, and that means you've got rear shots.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
But when you do take a shot like that, it means you end up getting spotted. And as you can see, people are shooting at my rock.
The radio man is bleeding. We can't rely on him.
Yeah, that was a mistake by me. So I was greedy, went for a shot in the T-26, and I'd still been spotted, so I ended up taking a hit. But yeah, the score's equal. It's 4-4. But yeah, this is not a very maneuverable light tank, and you can see I don't think I'm being spotted here. I think that there's a Tiki back there, and he's just blind firing my bush, so I'm using the shot indicator to try and figure out what bush he's sitting in. But a Tiki, I like the Tiki. It's a very small tank, great gun depression. There's a very good chance the guy is showing almost nothing of his tank. Just his turret, which is a very small turret on a Tiki, but you can see them still blind firing my bush. So there's someone on the enemy team who knows what they're doing. So again, going for blind shots into bushes, trying to get enemy tanks to reveal themselves. So another good thing about the M2 Lite is it does get a lot of ammunition, so it means you can afford to spam shots. Alright, so we've got a Cruiser 3 moving across the map. He should start getting spots, and there he goes. Look at the camo rating on the Leica tractor.
Enemy is hit.
And again, miss out on the kill, but D1. And yeah, it may not be the most accurate gun at range. Against tier 2s this gun is quite good, but I found this gun very, very lacking against tier 3s, and as I say, I was getting this tank into a lot of tier 3 games. So, yeah, I really don't recommend. There's absolutely no reason to keep this tank. And there's that gun depression. Tiki finally showed himself, and I just don't have the gun depression to try and help this AT1. And again, that VAE is blind firing my rock. I don't think I was spotted. But FTAC in the distance. I'm just wondering if he's still sitting there. And my shots are going everywhere. So this is not an accurate gun at range. It's definitely not a sniper. But then again, a lot of this could be down to the fact I've only got a 75% crew in here. So again, taking more blind shots. So, score is 7-8. We're actually losing at the moment. And tanks are still blind firing my bush. So, decide to go for another couple of blind shots just in case the FT has moved back. It's been a while since I watched this game. I don't actually know. I think I got a blind shot kill somewhere. There we go. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, FTAC. If you've been spotted, if you've been taking fire, don't move back to the same bush, guys. Complete blind kill on the FTAC because after people had stopped shooting him, he decided to move back into exactly the same bush. Of course you guys know that, but if you're new to the game and you're watching this, that's just a little piece of advice. But yeah, as I say, I mean, I usually fly through my low tier ace tankers, but this tank just really was a pain in the ass to try and get an ace in, so there's probably someone out there who's playing this tank really well. It's very fast, but its maneuverability absolutely sucks, so I finally decided to relocate.
Enemy is hit. Penetration.
And as I say, this is quite a tall tank, so you can technically
Enemy armor is hit.
go hull down quite well. But sometimes when you go hull down, you end up exposing your turret.
Critical hit.
So bad shot by me. And there we go. I finally take him out for kill number 3. So again, we're winning now. So it's 11-9. Our team are starting to advance across the middle of the map. I'm the only one over here on this flank, so again I sit, let my binocs kick in, and there we go, we've spotted the PZ-38T, or 35T.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy is hit.
And as you can see,
Penetration.
the gun is okay.
Got him.
There's the M2 lights, and I miss a kill shot.
We didn't even
And we
scratch
bounce a
them.
kill shot, and it takes 3 shots to take him out, so there's 5 kills. I don't know why I took an extra couple of shots there, but 2 tanks left on the enemy team. We've got a Cruiser 3 that's moved into cap. I decide to advance. And I end up tracking myself, and I don't have the gun elevation to deal with the D1, so I've got to use a repair kit.
Penetration.
So, do have enough penetration to go through the front of a
Enemy armor
D1.
is damaged. Penetration.
And I miss out on the kill. So only one opportunity left to get Top Gun, just the VAE left. He's sitting up there, and he's done quite well. He's actually sitting
Enemy armor is hit.
hull down, making it quite difficult for me. He puts 1 shot into me, I return the favor and don't get the kill. So I was quite surprised at how hard or how difficult it was to ace this tank. Maybe I was just really unlucky, but it's another one that bites the dust. Straight after this game I sold the tank and moved on to, I believe, the tier 3. I think I don't have an ace in the tier 3, but yeah, we picked up an ace tanker, we picked up a scout, we picked up a patrol duty, mainly down to the fact that the view range on the M2 Lite is quite good, and I was using binocs, and I got it onto Provence, and I got it onto the side of the map where I get to use my ace tanker rock and my ace tanker bush. So nothing different there, nothing too exciting, nothing you haven't seen before. But yeah, as I say, just really surprised it took me quite a long time to get the ace in this tank. I finished up with 1027 XP, 783 damage and 5 kills, so it was okay. It was a good result, but really tricky tank to play. Very fast in a straight line. Gives you the impression it's a very maneuverable tank, but it's probably one of the least maneuverable tanks I've played at low tiers. I've fired 59. A lot of shots were fired blind. The accuracy wasn't fantastic at long distance. I don't think it's a sniper, but maybe if I had a 100% crew it would have been a lot better. So I spotted 10. That's the binocs and that bush of win. Damage 10, destroyed 5, 527 assistance damage, and 11 base cap points. And I finished up with almost 30,000 credits in a tier 2. So yeah, it was a very good game, and I'm quite surprised at the credit earning potential of this tank. Very nice game. Maybe there was some sort of credit bonus going on at the time, I have no idea, but that seems like a lot of credits for a tier 2 tank. So 1540 XP overall. It wasn't my first game of the day. I sat down to get the ace tanker, and as I say, I'm really surprised at how many games it took. So the M2 Lite, obviously someone out there is playing this tank very well, or maybe I'm just not playing it very well. That's it. Tank is done and sold, and we're moving on, and we're getting even closer to the M3 Lee that so many of you guys want to see. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.